Hello, dear students. Welcome back to your math classes. How are you all? I hope you all are great and doing well. So, students, I'm your mathematics educator again here with a new chapter and a new concept. And today we have chapter number 8, which is ratio and proportion. So, let's get started. Introduction. In our day-to-day life, we often face situations in which we have to compare two things. The comparison is evident from expressions like this t-shirt is costlier than the other, Ram is taller than Hari, the red box is heavier than the blue one, etc. So all such expressions, one thing is compared with another in some quantity, measure, price, height, weight, etc. So when we have to compare two values, so we use our ratio, which is a form where when you start this chapter, so what you realize that ratio is little bit similar to your fraction. So when we have a comparison by difference, the difference between number of men and number of women is 30 minus 15 is equal to 15. So we can say that the number of men is 15 more than the number of women. So comparison of by division is 30 by 15 is equal to 2. So we can say that number of men is twice the number of women. So to make double the quantity of dough, which comparison is useful, indeed it is the second one, comparing two quantities with same quantities by division, it's called ratio. So what we do here, first way, flour 2 cups more than water, and second way, flour 3 times that of water. So by comparing, the second method is easier. Comparing two quantities with same units by division, it's called ratio. The ratio symbol is this. By two vertical points we have to represent with two vertical dots. We can also say that in the first example given above, number of men are 30 and number of women are 15. So representation is 30 by 15 and simplification of this fraction is 2 by 1. We say that ratio of men to women is 2 is to 1. Your numerator will be written first and your denominator will be written on second. In the second example given above, number of cups of flour are 3 and number of cups of water is 1. So 3 by 1. So first numerator 3 is to 1 is your ratio portion. In general, the ratio of two numbers A and B, where B is never equal to 0, is a by B and it is denoted as A is to B. How we read this ratio? A is to B. This denotes sign it is to. Thus a ratio comparisons of two numbers separated by a colon. The two numbers are called terms of the ratio. The number appearing first to the left of colon, it's called the first antecedent, and the second number to the right of colon, it's called second term of consequent. So the first term, this A, will be your antecedent and your term B is your consequent. So 2 is to 5. 2 is antecedent and 5 is consequent. Now we have properties of ratio. What happens if you change the order of two terms in a ratio? If our ratio is 4 is to 9, by changing the order of terms we get 9 is to 4, which conveys entirely different meaning. So 4 is to 9 means 4 by 9, whereas 9 is to 4 means 9 by 4. So 4 is to 9 is not same as 9 is to 4. So we cannot change the value or we cannot change the order of the terms. Now consider the ratio 24 is to 60, and 24 is to 60 in a fraction form is 24 upon 60, which is equivalent to 2 by 5, or ratio 2 is to 5. So 2 is to 5 is the simplest form of 24 upon 60. Thus a ratio is said to be in simplest form if the two terms in the ratio have no common factors except one. So the process for calculation, all process, so the simplification process of fraction is similar to the simplification process of ratio. Since the ratio can be written in the form of fraction, all the equivalent fraction form equivalent ratio to the given ratio. So 2 is to 5, 6 is to 15, 48 is to 120 are some ratios which is equivalent to each other, and equivalent to 24 is to 60. So can you compare distance and money or length and time? It is meaningless to compare quantities of different kind. When we have ratio, so we have to compare two quantities which we have same unit. So 2 is to 18 is or 1 is to 9, conveying that 18 centimeter 9 times 2 meter, which is wrong. So where lies the mistake? The given quantities have different units. To form the ratio, they must be converted into same unit. Meter and centimeter we have, so we have to convert it. Wait, we have meter and centimeter, so we have to convert it meter into centimeters. So your ratio will be 200 is to 18, 200 upon 18, which will be further converted 100 is to 9. Now, thus we concluded that in a ratio, the two quantities being compared should be of the same kind and expressed in the same units. The ratio, while we have to compare in ratio, what we have to keep in mind, that units will remain same. Our ratio does not have any unit. By when we have to compare in like this, 200 centimeter upon 18 centimeter. So centimeter is cancel out with centimeter. So in ratio we don't have any kind of unit. In a ratio, order of terms is very important. We cannot change the order of terms. We already understood it in our earlier section. Equivalent ratio can be obtained by multiplying or dividing the two terms or of a ratio by the same number. So as we collect equivalent fraction by multiplying and divide in our fraction portion, same we can do that with our ratio as well. Since we can get equivalent ratio, we can express ratio in simplest form. Generally, a ratio expressed in the simplest form. As we express our fraction in simplest form, same process we have to repeat here. That's it. If you have any kind of doubt in your fractions, now first you have to do that and then come to this chapter, because this chapter is very similar to your fractions. Okay. Two ratios can be compared by comparing their fraction form. So as we compare fraction form, similar we have to compare the ratios form. Now find the ratio of 35 and 28. So 35 is to 28 will be 7 multiplied by 5 and 7 multiplied by 4. So ratio will be 5 is to 4. Or you can also do that 35 upon 28. You know both the numbers have appeared in 7's table. So you have to divide it and you will get 5 upon 4. This is your ratio. Same 5 and 2 rupees 50 paise. So first we have to convert it 5 rupees into 5 and 2 rupees into 50 paise. So 5 is equal to 500 paise and 2 rupees. So 50 paise will be 250 paise. 500 is to 250. Your fraction will be 2 is to 1. Sorry, your ratio will be 2 is to 1. So in same way, if you have a different unit, so first you have to convert it into same unit and then you have to simplify it. In a class of 50 students and 35 are boys and 15 are girls, find the ratio of it. So girls to boys. So girls are 15 and boys are 35. So 15 is to 35. Further we can simplify it. 3 is to 7. Now ratio of boys to total number of students. 35 is to 50. 35 is to 50, which will be 5 is to 10 further. Ratio of girls to total number of students. 15 is to 50. You can simplify it, which is 3 is to 10. Now we compare the ratios 10 is to 7 and 9 is to 5 by cross multiplying it. So first we have to convert it into fraction form 10 by 7 and 9 by 5. Cross multiply it 50 and 63. Which one is greater? 63. It means 9 by 5 is greater as compared to 10 by 7. Now divide 225 between Jaya and Seema in the ratio of 2 is to 3. So first we have to add these two values. 2 plus 3 is 5. Now 2 by 5 and multiply by 225 is the Jaya portion and 3 by 5 multiply by 225 is Seema portion. So 225 divided by 5 is 45. 45 multiplied by 2 is 90 and 45 multiplied by 3 is 135. Okay. If A is to B is equal to 3 is to 5, B is to C is equal to 5 is to 7, then A, B, C will be, so AB is 3 is to 5, BC is 5 is to 7. You can see that the second term of first ratio and first term of second ratio are equal, 5 and 5. So the difference between this, so we have 2. So A, B and C will be 3 is to 5 is to 7. This is your term. A we have 3, B is same and 7 is C, 3 is to 5 is to 7. If AB is equal to 2 is to 3 and BC is equal to 4 is to 9, fine. So here we have A, 2. So 2 is to 9, but we have different numbers in this. We have to make second term of AB equal to the first term BC by finding equivalent ratio. 2 by 3. So the equivalent ratio of this will be 8 is to 12. 4 is to 9. It will be 12 is to 27. So what we do? We make the same value for B. So 8 is to 12 is to 27 is your answer. Now we have find the missing terms in the following equivalent ratio. So for this you have to change it to 12 is to 18. So the simplest form is 2 is to 3 and in this we have to convert it. So 2 multiplied by 8, 3 multiplied by 8 is equal to 16 is to 24 because we have 2 is to 3 ratio. Equivalent ratios, what we notice that if we simplify it, so we have a same number. 2 is to 3. So in this case we have also 2 is to 3, and in this case we also have 2 is to 3. So here we have 33 because 22 is 2 and 33. We have 33 here, so it will be 3. So 2 is to 3 is your simplest form. Now exercise 8.1, we have expressed the following using ratio. In a family there are 9 males and 7 females. So how can we represent 9 is to 7? Nishi's age is double than the age of Priya. So Nishi age is 2x is to x, Priya's age. In same way you can translate your statement in the ratio form. Now we have question number 2. Find the ratio of 75 to 120. So 75 upon 120. You can represent it 75 is to 120, or you can also simplify it. 1, 5, 2, 4. Further it will be 5, 8. So 5 is to 8 is the simplest form of 75 upon 120. Next we have 300 gram to 2 kg. So 300 gram and 2 kg will be 2000 gram, because we have to change it kg into gram. So 2 zeros are cancelled out with 2 zeros. So ratio will be 3 is to 20. Now 400 meter and 1.5 kilometer. So 400 meter and 1.5 kilometer. So it will be 1520, and 2 zeros are cancelled with 2 zeros. So 4 is to 15 is your ratio. So same you can do for rest of the parts you have in question number 2. You just have to consider that your units should be same while you solving it. If you have no unit, you can simply solve it without any problem. A team consists of 8 girls and 12 boys. Find the ratio number of girls to number of boys. So 8 is to 12. Number of girls to total number of the team. So 8 plus 12, 20. So 8 is to 20. Number of boys to total numbers of the team, which is 12 is to 20. Now Varu's income is 10,000. He spent 7,500 and saved the rest. Find the ratio Varun expenditure to total income. 2,500 is to 10,000. You can solve it. 2 zeros are cancelled out with 2 zeros. Here we have 1 and here we have 4. This is the ratio. So same you have to do as I do question number 3. So rest 2 parts you have to do it your own. Now we have question number 7. Cost of rice per kg increases from 24 to 30. Find the ratio of increase in price to the new price. So the ratio will be 24 is to 30, which will be further converted 8 is to 10, and further 4 is to 5. Okay. Now in a bag there are 15 white balls and 27 red balls. Find the ratio of red balls to white balls. Red balls we have 27 and white balls we have 15. So 27 is to 15, and simplification of it will be 9 is to 5. White balls to the total number of balls. So white balls we have 15 and total we have 27 plus 5, 30, 32 and 42, and further it will be converted 5 is to 1, 4, 40. So in same way you can do rest of the questions you have in this exercise. Like question number 9, a necklace weighing 48 gram contains 30 gram gold, 12 gram silver and 6 gram copper. Find the ratio of gold to copper, silver to gold. So that is very easy for you. And next question, divide 3240 among Parth, Achal and Amrit in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to. So first we have to add them together. 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 5 and 4, 9. Now we have to divide 3240 with 9. So we will get 27. 3, 27 after 27, 3 and 2, 5, 54, which is 6 and 0. So 360 our answer. Now you just have to multiply 360 with 2, 360 with 3 and 360 with 4, and you will get your answer. So you have to do your multiplication your own and you will get your answer. Find the missing terms in the following. So this is 40 is to 72. So we have to find out the simplest form of it. So that is your 20 and wait, 40 is to 72. So how can we find out? 5 is to 9 is the simplest form. So here will be have 5 and 9. So 10 is to 90. Here we have 9. So here we have 4 is to 36. So in same way you can find out the answers. नहीं तो 1 is to 9, 1 is to 9, 5 is to 9 कैसे होएगा? Here we have 5 is to 9 in the simplest form. 8 5s are 40 and 8 9s are 72. So if it is 5, 2 5s are 10, 2 9s are 18. Okay, now 2 5s are 10, 8 9s. So 4 divided by 20 is to 36. So in that way you have to solve. 40 is to 72. 40 is 4 times 10 is to 10, and then 20 is to 36. So in same way you can do the second part you have. Now we have to deal with proportion. When we have to equal two ratios together, then it is called your proportion. To understand proportion, we take up a simple example. A shop offers 5 kg rice for 200. Another shop offers 7.5 kg of rice for 300. Which is better offer? So we first find the ratio between the two quantities of rice. The first ratio is 5 is to 7.5, which is 2.3, 2 is to 3. The next second one will be 200 is to 300, which is 2 is to 3. So the ratio of the two quantities is equal to the ratio of the two prices. Hence offers of the two shops are same. So by equate their ratio, what we find out that both the values are equal to each other. So in the above example, 50 is to 70 is equal to 200 is to 300 states equality of two ratios, and it is called proportion. Thus a proportion is a statement of equality of two ratios. Four numbers are said to be in proportion if the ratio of first two numbers is equal to the ratio of the last two numbers. So denote proportion, we denote this by these two columns. It is read as 2, 3, 4, 6 are in proportion. The four numbers are called terms of the proportion. The first and fourth terms are called extremes, and second and third terms are called means and the product of it. So if we say in the above proportion 2 and 6 are extremes and 3 and 4 are means. So 2 multiplied by 6, 12, and 3 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 8 are means. 15 and 40 are extremes. So if we say 50, 20, 30, 40 are in proportion, that means 50 is to 20 is proportionate to 30 is to 40, and 50, 20, 30, 40 are terms of the proportion. So in the proportion 2 is to 3 proportionate to 4 is to 6. Product of means 3 multiplied by 4, which is 12, 2 multiplied by 6. So how we can conclude that is this proportionate or not? If these two values, the product of means and product of extremes, is equal to each other, then your value is proportionate to each other. Thus in a proportion, a product of means equals to product of extremes. Thus gives us an easy way to check whether four numbers are in proportion or not. So check if the ratio 5 is to 20 and 75 is to 300 are in proportion or not. So we have to multiply means and extremes. So 20 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 is to 20 will be 1. This is totally up to you. If you want to change it in simplest form, you can do that. So it will be 5 upon 20, which is 1 by 4, and 75 upon 300, which is 1 by 4 again. So you have to conclude that. So ratio 5 is to 20 and 75 is to 300 are in proportion. Are the numbers 4, 5, 3, 32, 40 in proportion? So we have to arrange it. 4 is to 5 and 32 is to 40. 4 multiplied by 8 and 5. So we have to convert it. 4 is to 4 multiplied by 8 and 5 multiplied by 8, 4 is to 5, and 4 is to 5 is equal to 32 is to 40. So thus the numbers 4, 5, 32 and 40 are in proportion. So same you have to find out is they are in proportion or not by following your calculation. So if the numbers 24, 44, 6 and x are in the proportion, then find the value of x. How can you conclude it? 24 upon 44 is equal to 6 upon x. So 6 by 11 is equal to 6 upon x, cross multiply it. 66 divided by 6, x is equal to 11. The ratio of income of a person to his expenditure is 5:3. If his expenditure is 3,300, find his income. So 5:3 is equal to x is to 3,300. 5 upon 3 is equal to x upon 3,300. Cross multiply it. 5 multiply by 3,300 and divided by 3, you will get your answer. X is equal to 5,500. Thus, the person income is 5,500. Now we have our exercise 8.2. Check if the following numbers are in proportion or not. So 10:6, 5:3. So you can check it out. 10 by 6 is equal to 5 by 3 by cross multiplying it. So 6 5s are 30 and 3 10s are 30. So both are equal to each other. It means these numbers are proportionate to each other. In same way, you have to find out in same way you have to check out for rest of the numbers, are they proportionate or not. Now we have question number 2, where we have to, which of the following statements are true. So 9 by 6 is equal to 15 by 10. You have to cross multiply it. 90 and 90. So the statement is true. So you just have to find out, are they proportionate to each other or not. If yes, then the statement is true. If not, then the statement it's not true. The first, second and the third terms of proportionate are 28, 35 and 48. Find the fourth term. So 28 is to 35 and 48 is to x. 28 upon 35, 48 upon x. So it will be your 4 upon 5. Now you can simply solve it. 5 multiplied by 28 divided by 4. So here 1, 7. Your answer is 35. Okay. So the missing term is 35 only. Now we have 48. Na? One more time I have to solve it. 28 is to 35. It's proportionate to 48 is to x. So 28 upon 35 is equal to 48 upon x. I can try. So here we have 4 upon 5. Now 5 multiplied by 48 divided by 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4 ones are 4, 12. So your x value is equal to 60. The fourth term is equal to 60. Now second question, next question we have. The ratio of weights of Nidhi and Ritu is 3:4. If Ritu's weight is 70 kg, 76 kg, find the weight of Ritu. So 3:4 is equal to 76 kg is to x. So 3 by 4 is equal to 76 upon x. 4 multiplied by 76. The ratio of weights of Nidhi and Ritu is 3:4. If the Ritu's the ratio of weights of Nidhi and Ritu 3:4. If the Ritu weight is 76. Wait. 3:4. Nidhi and Ritu. And this is weight of Ritu. So x is to 76. So 3 by 4 is equal to x by 76. By cross multiplying it, 76 multiplied by 3 divided by 4. Here we have 1, here we have 1 and 9. 19 multiplied 3 is 57 is the weight of Nidhi. Now you have to solve rest of the question left by me in exercise 18.2 as I do similarly, and you will get your answer. Now we have our unitary method where we have to find out the value of first quantity first, and then we can calculate any random number quantity. For example, cost of 10 packets of biscuit is 50. So what is the cost of such 4 packets? So first we have to find out the cost of 1 packet. So 50 divided by 10 will be equal to 5. So 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So these are the situations that you came across in your day-to-day life. Underlying these problems in the common problem of finding price of certain number of units of commodity when we are given the price of another number of units of the same commodity. So we solve such problems in two steps. The first step is to find the price of 1 unit, and the second step is to multiply that price by the number of units whose price is required. So the method of first finding the value of 1 unit and then the value of required number of units, it's called the unitary method. Let us solve. So cost of 10 packets of biscuit is 50 and cost of 1 packet will be 50 divided by 10, so 5. And we have to find out for the 4 packets. So 1 packet is price is 5. So how much for 4? 5 multiplied by 4 is your answer 20. In general cost of 1 unit, you can cost of given number of units and cost of 1 unit and required number of units you can multiply and you will get your answer. Now the cost of 24 chairs is 3360. Find the cost of 15 such pairs. So first we have to divide 3360 with 24 and the answer of it we have to multiply with 15 and we will get our answer. So same you have to do, and we already do unitary method in our earlier classes. So I hope so it is clear to you. Next question we have. A car uses 54 liter of fuel for traveling 297 km. How much fuel is required to travel 1650 km? So 54 divided by 297, it will be 2 by 11. Now we have to multiply 2 by 11 with 1650 and you will get 300 liter as your answer. So next exercise we have 8.3. If the cost of 12 books is 480, find the cost of 20 such books. So 480 divided by 12, you have 40 rupees, and now you have to find out 20 such books. So 20 multiplied by 40, your answer is 800. Now in a bakery, 8 ovens are required to bake 72 kg of cookies. How much cookies can be baked in 5 such ovens? So 72 divided by 8, you will get 9. Now 9 multiplied by 5 is equal to 45. So 45, yeah. So 45 cookies can be baked in 5 such ovens. Next part you have, with the 33 liter of petrol, a bus can travel 396 km. Find how many liters of petrol are required to travel 480 km. If in 33 liter, a bus can travel 396 km. So in 1 liter, it will be travel 396 upon 33. That will be your answer, 3 and 36 km. So how many liter of petrol are required? So 480 divided by 36. Here we have 3, 40 and so 40 upon 3 kilometer. So 40 upon 3 liter petrol is required for covering 480 km. Next question we have, 5 chairs of 4 tables are priced 2000. Find the cost of 8 chairs and 10 tables. If 5 chairs and 4 tables are equal to 2000 rupees. So you can say 9 equipments is equal to 9000. So 1 will be equal to 2000 upon 9. And if we want to ask for 8 chairs and 10 means 18. So we have to multiply it with 18. 1, 2. So the cost will be equal to 4000 rupees. So in same way you have to solve rest of the question left by me in exercise 8.3. This chapter, it's little bit complicated, but once you understand the concept and the formula you have to use to solve your questions, you will get your answers in just minutes. So this is the end of your chapter, students. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class with a new chapter and a new concept. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.